Okay, now we're going into this is a two-person leg stretch designed to really stretch out the hamstring, and it will also give a little bit of a stretch in the groin area. This is a straight leg stretch that you do as a two-person drill. Chris is going to be the person I'm stretching. So again, as with all two-person stretches, communication is key. I don't want to hurt her. My goal is to benefit her and allow her to become more flexible, because everybody has a different level of flexibility. So I want to meet her where her limits are at, not where I think her limits are at. Okay, so it's very important that I listen when she tells me enough's enough, or to push harder, that I listen and I respond to that. So she's in control. I'm just doing the best I can to help her get more flexible. What you want to do is you want to find a flat surface. The person that is being stretched is going to have their back up against the wall. They're not arched over forward. Their head's not looking down. They want to be straight as possible. The hips are back up against the wall. Okay, this is important. And then also, her feet are up against the door. You might have like 1 or 2 inches, of space. That's fine. The one thing you don't want to have happen is you don't want to have your foot that way and her leaning back. That makes the stretch completely ineffective, and you're actually going to cause too much pressure to be in the joint of the hips. So she wants to stand straight up, and this aligns the skeletal structure of the body appropriately so that she can balance herself. Now, me being the stretcher, I am going to wind up, we'll work on her left leg first. Whatever you do on one side, you'll switch and do on the other. So just know that whatever I'm doing on her left leg, you'll want to have happen on the same thing on the right. I won't do both. I'm just going to focus on the one. Okay? Since she's ready to stretch, what I'll come do is I'm going to actually kneel down with my body, my right shoulder. Since we're doing her left leg, my right shoulder is going to be pretty much along her center line. I don't want to come over here because that would make her leg come out to the side. I want to be center, so I'm going to actually kneel down. So you're going to see me, and I'll try to talk as much as I can without turning. I kneel down, and she's going to wind up putting her left leg onto my right shoulder. Okay, now, what I'm doing here is I'm going to keep her body. If you see this, I'm keeping her leg in a straight line, okay, with her shoulder and her hip. This is important. This stretch is going to come straight up. I kneel down, I don't bend over and then lift, because some people can only go so high. For a person, this might be just enough. Okay, the other thing that I want to do is, if you could just turn sideways real fast. She would keep the pressure the same way on the wall, but if she has her leg up and I've got it on my shoulder, I'm taking my hands and I'm putting pressure lightly onto her knee. The reason is I don't want this to happen. I want the knee to be straight so that the stretch focuses on this down here. Okay, very important. All right, so we'll turn back. And now I'm going to actually do the stretch. And she's going to come up on this. What I'll do, from a kneeling position, I've got her in a line, I'm going to walk standing up. This is where I start to stand, giving her pressure. She keeps her hips against the wall. The main thing I don't want her to happen is her hip to rotate out like this. You want to keep the hip square, the toes stay straight up, and they'll be on my shoulder. See? Hands here, on the knee. I come straight up, and I just walk towards her, keeping her body in a line. So I'm walking up, good, and she says good. So to give you an idea, Chris is very flexible. This is the line of the body. You see I'm in line with her shoulder. I'm keeping that down. Her knee is straight. Her toe is up. This gives a stretch right across this lower part here and allows also the leg to stay straight. Her body's erect. This is a good stretch. When I go down, I reverse the process. Nice and slow. When I feel the pressure off, that's when she can bend her knee up and go down. This is a straight leg stretch, two-person drill. Make sure you communicate with each other. It's not to hurt each other. It's to help the stretch. So very good.